AI-powered SEO content writers. Last year, I had a 4-hour live stream here on YouTube where we dug into the top AI content writers. And what we found was shocking. In fact, some of these content writers spun out complete garbage that wouldn't rank anywhere. Some of it was non-factual. Other content actually soared to the top of the search engines and made lots of money. And since that video, I've spent over $100,000 on AI content. I've tested many different tools. And in today's training, we're going to get down to the nitty-gritty. Because yes, I spent $100,000 so that you don't have to. In fact, in this live stream, we are going to look at the differences between different AI content creators. We're going to look at the rankings. We're going to look at how good the content is. We're going to look at how much they cost per article, the good, the bad, and the ugly. So if you're looking to maximize your earnings with AI content and get ranked in the search engines and make tons of money, well then, listen up, because we're going to roll up our sleeves and show you exactly what I found. And we're not just going to look at this from an affiliate standpoint. No, my goal isn't just to push the one that pays me the most money. This is 100% unbiased info. So if you've been confused as to which AI content writer is going to help you make the most money, then smash that like button, because this video is created for you. I mean, let's face it, you could go out there and spend thousands of dollars testing different tools and trying to figure out which one is going to work best for you. Or you could watch this training, save yourself some money, and learn how to use these tools in a way that's going to help your business grow like never before. In the last 18 months of using AI, I've learned a lot. I have an agency here that creates content for lots of different websites, purposes, and different things like that, which means we have access to a vast amount of data that other companies simply don't have. And not only that, but we have 18 months of history in using AI content. I mean, I've been doing this for 25 years, and for the most part, we used human-edited content. But for the last 18 months, I've been testing these tools and putting them through the ringer to show you exactly how they work. We're going to look at some websites that absolutely got obliterated by Google, which tools they were using, why they got obliterated, and how you can avoid it. We're going to look at some websites that excelled with 100% AI written content. And not only that, but I'm going to show you deep inside one of my rankings that got obliterated by the latest updates in Google. Why would I show you that? Well, quite simply, because I made a video a couple days ago where I edited that content using AI, and just a few short days later, my rankings are growing back better than ever before. So if you have any desire to learn about AI content and what it'll do for your business, you need to watch this entire training, because I'm going to lay it all out on the line for you. I'm going to show you what I invested in, what worked, what didn't work, and why. So smash that like button, because we're starting right now. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the old show. Today what we're going to do is we're going to go through the $100,000 I spent on AI tools, how it worked, what I learned, and everything like that. Now, this is a twofold video. One, you are going to learn how and why I create AI content the way I do, how and why AI content ranks, the tools you need, and different things like that. Let's face it, it's really easy to get sucked into all kinds of different tools. Obviously, as you can see, one of the most expensive tools that I used last year was $31,000 my cost. So that cost a lot of money. We're going to look at how this works. Now, one of the things I want you to pay attention to as we go through this training is the fact that we need to look at what the cost is per article and what the time cost per article is as well. Because you could go out there and find AI content spinners and generators and all kinds of things that'll be like anywhere from a penny to $1 per piece of content. But the question is what do we have to do with it? Then on the flip side, I have found some tools that cost almost $40 per piece of content, And, we're going to look at those as well. Like if I pay $40, am I going to get something out of the gate that's ready to go that I can make money with? Well, we need to take a look at that and understand what's going on. Now, when looking at this, I want you to take a look in the description. I included this video here, which was last year's video, which actually got me in with some of the content companies, and I learned quite a bit. They were watching these videos. Now, when I looked at this, we went through, AI was new, everyone was excited. It was kind of like mind-blowing, crazy info. Now, what we're going to look at here is what Google defines as good content and what your viewer defines as good content as well. What we're going to do is we're going to look at helpful and unique. This is something that AI struggles with. I don't care how much you pay. Very important. Then we are also going to look at the fact that if your rankings have dropped in Google, recovery is possible. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, right here, right now, I have proof. We're going to show you how this works in a real world way. So if you're out there and you want to make money with content, this is the video to watch. Now, I got to tell you that straight out of the gate, the most important thing, beyond what content writer you use, beyond what tool you use, beyond whether you're doing AI or human, the key here is that strategy is everything. Quantity is out. Last year, we learned that quantity is not the key. This is something very important. A lot of people think that quantity is the game, and it can be the game if you're going for junk and you want it to be short-lived. If you want to build an actual business, this is going to rely on strategy. Now, right here are some results. These are the results from one of the programs we're going to look at today. As you could see, even throughout all the craziness for the last 6 months, the rankings on this actually went up. Now, I do want to tell you that this one snapshot here is a website that we put AI content on and did nothing for over a year. Still has the same AI content. It's still formatted right out of the gate, and it is still ranking. Is it good? Is it bad? We're going to get to that in just a minute. I'm also going to show you an example. This is one that I did in a video, I believe it was Friday's video, where we went through and I tweaked an AI content using a very specific strategy that I have, and the rankings actually started improving dramatically within days. Okay, again, this is AI content in a specific way I'm going to show you. Here's another one we did with AI content, a mix of 2 different tools I'm going to show you here. This one skyrocketed. It started at like nothing when we got the site, and it skyrocketed to over 70,000 visitors per month with like 20,000 rankings. And as you can see, what happens here is very important. Now, again, I'm going to show you unbiased real-world information, even if it doesn't suit my purpose of making money. Because I know that if I give you honest, up-to-date info, you're going to trust my stuff. You're going to want to watch this more often rather than the financial YouTubers who will take a dime from anyone and pitch whatever it is they want. In this video, it's very imperative that you look at this as unbiased stuff. I'm also going to show you an AI tool that did this. We had the site doing good, put AI content on it. It struggled. It tried to come back. It tried to come back again, and then boom, it flatlined. Traffic was gone. So, very important. Now, I'm going to have, as always, all of the notes from this training, including the links, examples, and everything over at downloadmynotes.com. Now, I do got to tell you, we have a team making notes, so if you go there now to get the notes, they are not here yet because we haven't finished the video. All right, so we want to make sure we get all the good stuff for you. Just go to downloadmynotes.com. We'll have them when they're available. Now, just to show you how this works, one of the most expensive AI content writers that I've paid for over the last year, this one here is $1,500 a month. And they switched up their programming, and I think at the time I bought, it had like, you got 100 pieces of content per month, making them roughly $15 each. Now you get 60, which makes them a lot less, or a lot more money, and you get a lot less content. And if I did the math there, 1,500 over 60, we are looking at $25 per piece of content, and that's if you're in at the $1,500 level. For those of you who don't have $1,500, you're going to pay somewhere around $40 per piece of content for AI content. which is, how many of you guys are like, that seems a little outlandish. That seems kind of crazy. $40 for something a computer generated for free. Okay, what gives? Now, we're going to talk about why, how, and when these fit in. We're going to show you the programs as well. Now, again, one of the more expensive tools I used, this is the site that flatlined. It had 1,800 rankings, dropped down to 2. Had some traffic, dropped down to nothing. Why? We're going to talk about that. Here's a screenshot from yesterday showing that, yes, I think this was yesterday, yeah, because they do the dates reversed. So it might even have been this morning. I don't know. You do the math, right? But you could see these things are still here. I've had them for over a month since I got them on the video in the description. So we're going to take a look, and we're going to go through and see what's going on here. The first one we looked at was AI Writer. Now, AI Writer looks like this. You could go in there, you can log in, you can create content. I'm going to show you examples of the content that we had. I think they have some kind of database in here of the content that we created, and you can even create your own. It's actually very easy. It'll show you how it works. Now, one of the ones that we are going to look at today is a piece of content that I literally paid for on all of these platforms to see if it will do a good job. Our question here is, can AI do a good job of answering the question and help people out in a real-world way, according to what I believe has gotten way stricter over the last 18 months, and that is content designed for humans. Google is saying they don't care who wrote it, they care who it's designed for. Are you designing this to just get the search engine traffic, or are you designing it to help people? That's what we're going to talk about. Now, AI Writer is a program that is anywhere from $40 to $375 per month. Now, at $375 per month, you might be saying, well, wait a minute, Marcus, isn't that literally like 35 cents per article or 37 cents per article? And I think if you do the math, I don't know, it's a little early and I haven't had enough coffee. I think that's about where you're at. So you might say, you know, a less than $1 per article. That looks pretty good. But the question is, what do they look like at the get-go? And I want you to be the judge, all right? I'm going to have you be the judge, the jury, and the sentencer, and you tell me what you think. If you are out there looking for a piece of content to help you understand the Home Depot affiliate program, what would that look like? Okay, now I went through. All I did was type in Home Depot affiliate program, and it gave us this: Introduction to Home Depot's affiliate program, leading name in home improvement, joining this. So I can see that at a glance, where this tool is failing is it's talking about the about. What does that mean? All right, this is very important. This is something, no matter what AI tool you're using, you want to make sure that this is not the case. When we have something that is talking about the about, and I think I forgot to plug this light in here. There we go. That's why we need our lighting better. Bear with me 1 second. Fancy stuff here. There we go. Now I look better, right? When we have something that is about the about, what that means is it is basically circular content, which is the Home Depot affiliate program is an affiliate program put on by Home Depot with the purpose of getting affiliates to promote it. Thus, the program works this way, that way, and the other. It's not actually giving advice to someone who is looking up the keyword in Google. This is something we see with a lot, dare I say, all of the AI content things we're going to look at today. Now, we could see how to join. That's good. After submission, your blah, blah, blah. Benefits of being a Home Depot. So basically what I'm seeing here is like over 1,000 words of saying nothing. Like this could be said in, you know, a very short, concise type article with helpful stuff. And we're going to show you in a minute. Let's go through and look at what this looks like right over here. So we are looking at, come on, give us a word count, 2,000 words on the dot. If we were to go into something like Grammarly, we can check and see what the plagiarism looks like as well. So if we were to go into Grammarly here, hopefully it'll let me in. we wait and wait, and then we can go through and see if there is any plagiarism, which is key because if you're doing content, you don't want to be plagiarizing stuff. And some of these AI tools are known for plagiarizing. There's lots of lawsuits and crazy stuff like that as well. So something like Grammarly or other content tools will, in fact, check your plagiarism. I know Copyscape has a good one, and it'll tell you if it's plagiarized or not. Now, this one would not pass my content criteria. This is showing 13% of the document is plagiarized. Now, going through, you can see how it works. Like, okay, here's what, once you've approved the impact, so that phrase is word for word, verbatim on another website. Is that plagiarizing? Well, it's in quotes, so it's taking it from somewhere. It's debatable. I mean, the fact that 13% of this is flagged is kind of worrisome to me, okay? Now, when going through, again, we're going to look at what it is. Again, okay, 37 cents per article. Could I go through and fix these up and anti-plagiarism and do all this stuff myself? I probably could. Is it worth it? Are we polishing a turd? I don't know, maybe. Let's take a look. I mean, this one is about the about. It's not really doing that good of a job. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't think it's that great. So, is it going to help us? In my opinion, probably not. If you're looking for bulk, regurgitated content in a format that you can work with, maybe it does have a place. I mean, depending on what you're trying to do. For me, this content doesn't really fit. Now, it could be the nature of the keyword. I could go through and say, well, what about best hunting binoculars? How did it do for this one? This article discusses the best binoculars under 200. I could already tell right away this is probably not going to be something that I would want, okay? And we'll go through. It's got these little sizes here. Tag this Beano as one. Beano? I mean, what? I don't know. I'm not. I mean, did it do a job of having the prices and stuff? Maybe, maybe not. Could I do better in ChatGPT? I mean, I don't know. Let's see here. Maybe I can. Let's go to ChatGPT and say something like, tell me about the best hunting binoculars under $200. I don't know. It might be a better setup. It might be something we can use. So this here, I mean, already this is looking like better formatted content. If I was looking for the binoculars, I don't want you to talk about, oh, hey, here's this, here's that, here's the other. Again, that's about the about. We want content that is the content. Like if I titled this, the AI content writers, and all I did is talk about what AI content writers are, you wouldn't get value. You want to know what I thought and what I learned with the $100,000 that I invested on these AI content writers. So again, think about it as if you were the user. If you were looking for the Home Depot affiliate program, what would that look like for you, right? The best piece of content, unfortunately, is the actual link to the affiliate program. Like that's the best piece of content Google could put in front of people because that is, in fact, the thing. We talked about that in Friday's video. Again, if you guys are new and you're not subscribed, I put a lot of my heart and soul into these videos. We stay up all night. I stay here at the office house to make notes every time before the video. There's a lot in here. This is stuff that is based on real world things. So AI writer, I didn't use it enough. I'm probably not fair enough with it. Is there a place? I think at 37 cents an article, yeah, I mean, you get what you pay for. So is it worth it? If that's what you want, yes. For me, I would rather pay more and do better. I kind of feel like Jerry Maguire on the movie, Jerry Maguire, where he was talking about having less clients and doing a better job per client. That's going to be the key here. And we're going to talk about what content is for. This idea of bulk, get everything out there, get everything ranking, we're seeing is getting the boot from these search engines. It's getting the boot from the visitors. The visitors don't even like it. So where you're at, I mean, if you're on a budget and you need a lot of content, 50 cents an article for 100, yeah, I could work with this, maybe. In my opinion, my limited opinion, again, 37 cents, I mean, whatever. It's barely more than ChatGPT cost, and you can put the keywords in and stuff like that. So it's okay. But in my opinion, I would think it would be easier to start from nothing, right? Like I could go into ChatGPT, I could do this starting from nothing. I think that's going to do better for me because then I can walk through it. And we'll talk to you about that in a minute. And I got to tell you, we're going to show you a screenshot. I have literally made hundreds of thousands of pieces of AI content with my team and myself. And we've seen what happens and how to direct it the right way, and I'm going to show you that here. So at the end of this, yes, you will learn things that you can go to ChatGPT and you could create content better than the AI-directed automated ones that are charging $40, which, I mean, case in point, at the end of this, you should be able to go and use this and write AI content for people and make money. You should be able to. Again, results not typical, implied, or guaranteed. Now, Surfer SEO, this one was decent. It goes from $89 up to $219 a month. Again, these get expensive, which is why it was not difficult to spend $100,000. So on this one, 30 articles for 89 bucks, roughly $3 an article. Or if you go up to the up level, 100 articles, so they're about $1.29. Or the bigger one, which looks like it does extra stuff and some auto runs, okay? Now, Surfer SEO, I found to be the prettiest, right? I was like, hey, it's gonna give me some really pretty content. And when I looked at this, I ran this with, I believe we did the Home Depot one, or we could do this now. I'll show you how it works. If we do Write with AI, you should be able to go in here. Come on, Write with AI. All right, well, it's being a pain right now. But you could see what they look like. So I did a ranking for GoDaddy Appraisal Tool, which we're going to look at this in a minute. It did a good job. It's got little scores and things like that, which to me, I think people get a little too hung up on SEO scores. I've been in the game for 25 years. Personally, I hate these things. I don't like the content score because it's not really accurate and it's misleading. In my opinion, for what we're trying to do. Like, what is it scoring it based on the keyword? What is it guaranteeing a ranking? It's much like Ahrefs. Like, people look at Ahrefs like it is the holy grail. It is a great tool, but it's not 100% accurate. Like, I was looking at a site the other day and I'm like, I have like 500 rankings that I know I have that it says I don't have, and the traffic it says I have is way less than what I actually have. So again, looking at these, they're not 100%. Now with this, Surfer SEO, maximize your domain's worth with the GoDaddy Appraisal Tool. Right off the bat, I hate the title. I hate it. Maximize my domain's worth? No. People looking for the GoDaddy Appraisal Tool, they just want the GoDaddy Appraisal Tool, you know, how it works. Like, that would be a better title. How many of you guys see that? Type better title if you're like, okay, that totally makes sense. Need to assess the value of a domain quickly. Look no further. Okay, it's cutesy. Key takeaways. Okay, understanding. It's okay. I mean, it does teach how and why and where it's used. It's a little wordy and a little off point. For me, I would rather have, let me see if I can open up the whiteboard thing here. For me, I would rather have a more detailed article that goes into something else. And let me show you what I mean here in a real world way. And if you guys dig this, smash the like button, and we're going to take a look at how this works. One of the things I have found is AI content, the titles are no. I don't like them. So what we're going to do here, even the fancy writers, with the articles, I'm finding there is a discrepancy. Let me see if I could make this bigger here. Yeah, I don't know why it's not. Maybe I could do it this way. There we go. Well, there it goes on the other screen. There we go. We will get this properly. Okay, try this again. Okay, so what we're going to do here is, instead of having this gigantic article about how to maximize your value of your GoDaddy, what I'd rather do is have a very concise cheat sheet that says concise that leads into other stuff. So like, here's your quick guide on how to use the tool. Here's a link to the tool. Here's how it works. Bada bing, you're done. Then I can link it to an article about maximizing the value and what you get. Does that make sense to everyone? Because what that does is it not only boosts my ranking up by having a good, concise article, but now it flips people into the other stuff, which is going to put way more money in my pocket. Because this article here is designed to teach them something and help them, and then get them into something else, right? How many of you guys understand that? And you're like, oh, I get it. So it's not just about having some surfer SEO article or whatever that's selling domains with confidence. This really doesn't say anything about the tool, listing on GoDaddy auctions. So now it's like going into everything. And I know here on the YouTube, whenever I say here's how to make money with X, Y, and Z, people always say you need to have more. You need to teach start to finish. And I'm like, okay, well, how start to finish are we talking? Like how to turn on your computer, how to plug it in, what is a computer, what is the internet? That's kind of where AI is like, let's go back into the history of the invention of the earth and talk about this tool. Really, this could be trimmed up and concise in a very, very simple way. And I know we're going to show you an example of mine that is actually doing very well. And again, it's AI human content. We're doing both. This is something not a lot of people do, but we are going through and doing both of these. Surfer SEO, I think at the dollar per article range. I mean, is it a good deal? Yeah, depends on what you want. Again, like most people are looking for AI content to be like a slot machine. I put my $10 in and out comes a perfect piece of content. That's not the case. I have not found any AI tool that you can give a list of keywords and get content that is printable right out of the gate, other than one I'm going to talk to you about in a little bit. It is one where I found the price is right, I found a lot of things, and it is as close to off of the press, ready to go as possible, and I'll show you that in a minute. All right, so, and it's not even the most expensive one. So when we're looking at this, is it good? I think so. Does it do an okay job? Yeah. I think what a lot of people are going to run into is the more volume you get, the more bulk you're going to get, which is going to limit your value in adding to it. Again, when we talked about unique and helpful, is it unique and is it helpful? All right. So Surfer SEO, it's good results out of the get-go, but it is very time heavy. It's going to take time to get them up to snuff, to make them work, everything like that. Now, Jasper SEO, or Jasper AI, which is the oldest one, that was the one that was around before AI. And when it was around before AI, I couldn't stand it. I was like, this has no place. It ain't going to work. Why? Because if you were to look 300 years ago, or 300 years ago, that's a bit long, 300 days ago, you can see that the content was not that great. This one was for no sound on TV. Here's common cases and things like that. It was okay. Like it'll give you the outline and stuff like that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk to you about the 2-pass AI method. The 2-pass AI method will take any AI content, even the cheapest, and help you get these things going. Okay, very important. We'll talk to you about that in a minute. Now with Jasper, I went through and I believe we did an affiliate guide for the Home Depot one, so that we can compare them, okay? SkyTech says Jasper, the premium, is worth it. It might be good. So with this one here, let's see how Jasper did for Home Depot affiliate program. It came up with the title, The Home Depot Affiliate Program, A Comprehensive Guide for Bloggers. Introduction, benefits, okay, high commission rates up to 8%. That's good. I would probably go through and say, now compare that to Amazon, right? Diverse product range, home decor, strong base, eligibility, DIY. I like that it added this. This is pretty cool. I would like to see more of this, right? If I was to go through and ask ChatGPT Tell me about DIY with Danny and how they make money with Home Depot affiliate program. Okay, so see how that like directed my mind into something else. Like, oh, hey, here's this here. Now I can add about this and have links to it, which is going to far accelerate my content. Does everyone get that? So for Jasper, I think A for effort. Execution, I'm going to give it a D-. But effort, yes, because to me, knowing the case study one here is solid. Because now I can go through and I can tweak this. So if this one here is like $1 each or whatever it is, I believe Jasper's unlimited. I'm not positive on that. And I think the upgrades are for speed and tools. But I did like that works, right? I like how that works, and I'm like, okay, that makes sense. I like that it gave me that little direction. For me, I would say that for me, that part, the eligibility, and this part, so it's pretty decent. I think overall, it's come light years, which is good, okay? Is it off the press printable? No, not even close. You know, I don't think so. J.O. says, how can I make money online with $0 in pocket? Well, if you have $0 in your pocket, use the free ChatGPT, use what I'm teaching you here, and go sell content to businesses. All it does is take time. It's not hard to do. How do you keep the formatting with copying and pasting ChatGPT? Right-click. That's the key. All right, so Jasper is decent. I think it did help. Again, you're looking at $1,500 a year for that. Do I use Jasper? I don't. I'm not super big on it. It's a start. Okay? So it's decent. Let's take a look at ChatGPT. There's a free version and a paid version. I don't have a lot of notes here because ChatGPT is what you make it. What you give into it is what you get out of it. Like the guy who says, how do I make money with $0? Go get a ChatGPT free account, go to some customers, get them in there, create them some content and tools. I do this all the time. I have a content agency. We make money like crazy in that agency. It is a hell of a lot of work, but it is a good piece of, a good agency to run, and it has taught me a lot about content. So ChatGPT is definitely good if you know how to use it. I'll put some links in the description for that one as well. I think, honestly, if you have a little bit of time and no money or some money, ChatGPT can outperform all of these AI tools. I really believe that. And the reason I believe that is because when you add the human-directed element, it's a game changer. A lot of people are out there and they just want, here's my list of 500 keywords, I want 500 articles. Or we saw people do that last year and we saw their sites get hammered and they're not getting traffic anymore. So we got to look at that. The next one we're going to look at here is Originality.ai. Cheeto says, can you elaborate a little more on selling content to businesses? Yes. In the description of this video, don't watch it yet, watch it after. There is a video called How I Made $19,000 This Week Selling AI Content. Watch that video. I literally give you the keys to the kingdom. You can go do that if you want. All right, now, Originality.ai looks like it has mostly their big point is making AI content original, passing plagiarism, passing AI scores, passing AI detectors. Now, I will tell you, people are obsessed with AI detectors. You know who's not obsessed with AI detectors? Google and your customers. They don't care. Most people do not care if content is AI written, if it is in fact helpful. Okay, we got to look at it and understand, is it helpful? That's the key. And I'm going to show you in this where we have examples. Now, one of the biggest ones we went through last year, this one I spent over $31,000 on content from Content at Scale in the last 18 months. Question is, looking back on it, would I do that again? Do I think it has a time and place? And what do I think of the new pricing structure? How many of you guys have seen this and you're like, yeah, you know, it looks good. The sales pitch is good. I don't know if I got 18 grand a year to spend on a content tool. And if I do, how's that going to work? How's it going to play out? Now, again, you guys saw my bill. It's over there. You see that I spend on this stuff. You see that I have a content agency. We test this stuff like crazy, okay? So now we're looking at this and we're like, okay, is this worth $1,500 a month? Well, let's take a look at what it looks like. All right, so going into content at scale like this, there's a few tools that I really, really like, okay? One, it does do a good job. If we look at this one here, I went through and I did, let's open 2 of these here. Hopefully it'll dive us right in there. Good, it did. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna look at the Home Depot one. That's the one we're comparing apples to apples to apples. Across the board, who did the best? Maximize earnings with the Home Depot affiliate program. Okay, I don't like that title. Not a big deal, I can change it. Does have a table of contents. I will tell you, I don't like table of contents. Whenever I go to a piece of content and I want to read it, I never look at the table of contents because I'm not reading a book. I'm looking for my answers. I want them quick. So do I need, what is the Home Depot? What was the history? How about this? How about, no, I do not. That's me personally. Are there contents that rank with table of contents on them? Yes, there are. Again, we have the optimization score. Not a big fan of that. I never really look at it. Why? Because I know that oftentimes it doesn't mean much, right? If I have make money and I get an optimization score for the word make money, you know, it's literally, let's see what it gives me. Let's test it out. You guys want to test it out? I'll spend some money and test it out. I think I got like, I don't know, that's like $1,000 worth of content or something, right? So let's go keyword like this and type make money. Now, one of the things I did like is if you are in a hurry and you want to do bulk, it has this little thing here that says upload. It was right there. I'll get to it again. It says upload a bulk list of keywords. I've tested that out. It's pretty cool. So like if you want 100 pieces of content and all you want to do is have a list, that's kind of cool. Now, again, you get what you put in. If I give it 100 pieces of keywords, is it going to give me excellent content? Hit and miss. Sometimes I've done this in markets for like beauty, where it's like how to paint your fingernails and stuff like that. Came out fantastic. I've done this in other ones where no, not so much. For this one here, maximize earnings with the Home Depot affiliate program, I've been making money online for over a decade. I don't know where it came up with that, but maybe it looked at my website. I don't know. It's going into all this. Table of contents, I would probably just not have the table of contents. What is Home Depot affiliate program? How it works. So this is explaining an affiliate program as a whole. Okay, not really what I would want. I like the commission rates and structure. That's a good section. Pros and cons. Meh, it's okay. How to join, decent. No link, I'd like a link. Requirements, tips. So all in all, it's okay. I'd give it like a solid C, maybe on a good day. It does need some work, right? That's why they have the little straight out of AI thing. It does need some work. I mean, you're going to have to go through and look at this. Again, that's why I'm a big fan of human-edited, human-generated, and directed AI. Because when you do that, you're going to get something different than other people get. Now, if we were to go through and look at the make money one, I want to do this because I know for a fact probably everyone watching this is not going to rank for the word make money. It's not going to happen. So let's see what kind of score it gives me. And while we're waiting for that, let's go ahead and create a post. Let's see, create a post. They did make it very confusing. Like I find their new interface to be like, oh my gosh, how do I do this? Write a premium. Okay, so let's write a premium one. Create a new, let's go to the old project. Let's use, I don't know, we'll just use this one here. Okay, and if we use this, again, I do like how it had the bulk upload. So if you do keyword, see how it has this, you can drag and drop and upload of all the keywords. Again, that's for people that are looking for a shortcut. I'm not a fan of using the shortcut unless you're getting content that you know you are going to re-edit, okay? So looking at that, my opinion would be these tools are good if you want to save time in the initial stuff and then re-edit them later. My ultimate opinion would be, I think a lot of times with ChatGPT and Grammarly, if you know what you're doing and you watch this, I think most people, if you have the time, can do better. These are time-saving tools. That's what they are. There's also a sacrifice between time and quality content. Because if I'm using a tool that misdirects my idea and doesn't help me come to what's going to help the end user, then is that tool really worth it, even though it saves me time? Right? Like in the long run, is it really going to save you time? We'll get into that. So these are some of the ones that I tested. Also, one of the things that I want you guys to know, I have a content business here. We do human-edited AI content. So, for example, we did the Home Depot one. Let me see where it came out. Give me 1 second. I'll show you what mine looks like because I think it's super important to understand, okay, what should a good piece of content look like? And I probably should have found it before, but hey, you know what? We will try here, okay? Let's see. I think I spelled it right. There we go. So on mine, what we did, I believe this was one that we had. Yes, so this was an in-house piece of content. Now with this one, we were like, okay, Home Depot affiliate program, title is on point. That's a keyword, that's what I want. Don't really need anything else. Don't need anything fancy. Home Depot affiliate program, cracking the code on Home Depot's affiliate gig. So you've heard about this, good. How it works, boom, we're right into it. Home Depot website, boom, we're right into it. Commission, right into it. Quick tip, don't focus on big ticket, sometimes smaller is better. Okay, cool. Benefits of joining, good. Did you know they offer over 2 million? So this is, how many of you guys are like, yeah, if I was looking for info on the Home Depot affiliate program, this would do a good job. Product categories, here they are. Popular items, here they are. Why it matters, what are you going to do with it? How to promote it, right? So it's very on point, very concise to what they need. Okay, and I added an image, just a little screenshot, right? And then it has a link to the affiliate product. But what we're looking at is, hey, this is actually pretty good stuff here. Okay, and this was right out of our AI. Human-directed AI, right? And we went through and I was like, okay, Home Depot, Amazon, Walmart. So it has a little table of related stuff. Again, these are things you're only going to get by directing the AI yourself. Because what's going to happen is like where it said the examples, okay, I wouldn't know to go to that direction if I wasn't looking at the content and going through it on my own. How many of you guys understand that? Smash the like button if you're like, okay, I get it. Right? Like going through, I might be like, okay, here's some similar ones. Here's this, here's that, here's the other. Now, the biggest thing to understanding, and we're going to get into how this works, and again, I'll have the notes at downloadmynotes.com, is number one, what is the cost per article? Time, money. Look at both. If I'm getting a $40 piece of AI content and it takes me 2 hours to edit, did it really do me any favors? If I get a $1 piece of content, it takes me the same 2 hours to edit. Did it do me any favors? Yes, no, maybe. We have to look at that. Versus how much work does it need? Okay, we got to look at these and say, how much work is this going to save me and how much work does it need? If I spend 2 hours doing it and my time is valued at $50 an hour, then I just spent $100 on a piece of content plus the $40 that I spent getting the content from AI in the first place. I think for me, I'd rather just start on AI, like go to ChatGPT, start the thing out, spend 2 hours, get something that's ready to go out of the get-go. I think that's the best, okay? Are there places for these tools? I think so. I think people that are looking to scale and do stuff on a big scale
with a team of people that are editing, I think, yeah, you can. I have seen that, yes, content at scale does rank right out of the get-go with no editing. Ranking for something and making money are two different things. If you have a junk piece of content and you're relying on 2-cent ads. What we want to get away from is the big craze that went on with AI, right? When AI started, people were like, wait a minute, you're telling me I can get 10,000 pieces of content for less than $1,000, right? There were these tools all over the place. And they would go out there and yes, this content would rank. But is it good? Is it long lasting? A lot of those are gone. They're not working, okay? And a lot of those people that we see used Zoic, they used AdSense, they were just trying to get traffic, get ads, and get out. They didn't care about the end user as much as they should. They didn't care about the content as much as they should, and they made very little money. I know because I've been in this industry a long time, and I know that the vast majority of people make less than 2 cents per visitor, okay? So if they're making less than 2 cents per visitor in good traffic, then they're doing something wrong, right? I've made 20 cents or more in junk traffic. So again, looking at how do we serve the market? What does that look like? What does a good quality piece of content look like that is going to help our end user? Now, again, we'll go through the 2-pass method, which if you're using the 2-pass method, I think something like content at scale is going to work really well if you're doing that. And I'll show you how that works in just a minute. So as you can see here, this is, in order to do the full screenshot, the thing would have been like a mile long. So for dramatic effect, I just put some of these here so you could see, yes, this is content that we have made. Now, content out of my AI, when I build content to put on my site, I am picky as heck. I am super picky. I want this stuff to work. I want it to work in a good way, and I want it to serve the market. So how many of you guys would be impressed if you're like, wait a minute, so this literally outlines, so this is a keyword I wanted, right? I was like, okay, I want to rank for this keyword. It gets traffic. It does good. If we go in here and we look at the keyword here, right, like this, and then also the separated one. So we're looking at 17,000 monthly volume. Right here we have another 4,500. So here we have like 20,000 visitors a month. The question is, what would good content be for this term? People looking up something like Offer Vault, what would they want? Well, I believe what they would want is to understand what Offer Vault is first and foremost. Okay, so I made the content and I said, here's what we need. Comprehensive analysis of its impact on the affiliate marketing landscape. That's decent. It's a little long. I'm going to do Offer Vault and I'll just do analysis of its impact in the affiliate marketing on affiliate marketing. So we'll just shorten it up. Okay, so they gave me a good title. I think that's good. We just need to shorten it up a little, okay? Next, in the ever-expanding landscape of affiliate marketing, aggregating offers. So good. It goes right into saying what it is. OfferVault's an aggregator. It's a search engine. It is not an affiliate network. Okay? What is OfferVault? Here's how it works. Benefits of using OfferVault. How it fits into affiliate ecosystem. Then it goes through how it works. Types of offers. Very key. How many of you guys are like, hey, I like affiliate marketing. This content would help me. Type helpful if you're like, yeah, that would definitely help me out. All right, then we go through, and we also have like understanding affiliate networks, okay? Then we go through and share some affiliate networks, advertisers, affiliates. So it's giving a whole rundown on OfferVault. This is what you need to understand about this tool if you're gonna make it work. So now what I'm doing is I'm taking traffic, I think it was 20,000 some odd searches a month, and now I'm helping them in a way that nobody is doing, right? And then we go through, we have top affiliate networks, and then we even have similar sites to OfferVault, FAQs, additional resources, and things like that. How many of you guys are like, dude, that's a helpful piece of content? Right? How many of you guys, if you were like, yeah, that is on point. I totally dig it. Okay, type dig it if you do. Smash the like button also. Let's see here. Okay, so there we have that. Really cool, really awesome. Good piece of content. I got this done. I ordered it last night. It's here today. One of the things that a lot of people miss out on is the strategy behind a piece of content, right? A lot of people are like, well, we just want content. They don't look at the strategy. Who's searching? Why are they searching? What is the intent? Starting there is key. A lot of these tools, I was looking at Surfer, I was looking at content at scale and things like that. A lot of them do okay. So here we have the best ways to make money online in 2024. Okay? It goes through some fun tasks and things, looks like surveys, stuff like that. It gives us a 66 score. I know that it should be like a 0 because unless you own the New York Times website, this is not going to rank. Is it a good piece of content based on make money online? It's okay. Is it going to do anything for me? No, it's not going to rank, so this would be $15 to $40 that I'm not going to use. Okay? Let's see what happens if we give it offer vault, right? So if we go through and we say, okay, write post, keyword, and we do something like offer vault. Again, we want to get as close to doing no work as possible. Let's see what it gives us. How many of you guys are like, okay, this is cool, this is making sense? Again, what a lot of these tools lack is a strategy, and I think the strategy is more important than the content itself. Because if you have good content, like that might be good content for make money online, but there's no strategy or rhyme or reason behind it. This one, looking at this, I'm saying, here's what I want, here's what I'm gonna do with it, here's how I'm gonna make money with it, right? Does that make sense where we're like, oh, here's what we're doing. A lot of people are, here's my list of keywords, I just want content, I hope I rank. Okay, you're gonna make the search engines really mad because it's not gonna be good, and you're gonna make 2 cents. Take the time. The same time it takes to make 100 POS articles with AI automated, you can spend and make one really good one and make the same amount or more, right? And it's gonna last a lot longer. And it's gonna be something you can build up and tweak. Again, I'm gonna get to the 2-step method or 2-pass method in just a minute, which I think you guys will like as well, because there is a place for these tools, and we do wanna use it because sometimes I will take over a domain and I want content super quick. I don't wanna wait. I don't have time to get my team to make 1,000 pieces of content, and I wanna see how they do. So that's something we're gonna take a look at, okay? This is an example of like an A++. You guys remember Ralphie in the movie, and he's like, A++, plus, plus, plus. This would be an example of an A++ article. Like this, I got it from the team today. I could put it on my site. I would not feel bad about putting this on my site. And again, we do plagiarism check and everything like that. I don't know where she's at in the process, but we'll test and see how it goes. Usually we try to keep them under 3%. We have a quality control and all kinds of stuff like that. Let's see if we can, okay, cancel. There it goes. Oh, it's timing out on us. It's gonna go. Let's see if it goes. All right, while we wait for that, Grammarly, come on, Grammarly. Let's see if we can do faster here. All right, so here we have like this. And we could do our plagiarism check, see how it goes from there. Again, usually they're trying to be under 3%. On a big piece of content, this is 5,500 words. That's a beast of a piece of content. I think it's a great piece, but you know, looking at that is pretty cool. So 1%. So the only plagiarism in this entire thing is in fact a quote, affiliate marketing, how to make money and create an income. It's in the references. So this thing is free and clear, looking really good. How many of you guys are like, dude, out of the gate, that's amazing, right? Like the equivalent to you saying, I want an article on OfferVault, and me coming back with this, how many of you guys would be like, yeah, that's kind of what I want. That's good, right? Now, again, you have to look at it and understand where these tools come into play and everything like that. Are you going to want to spend a bunch of money right out of the get-go to get content? I don't think so. Now, what we need to do is, first and foremost, we need to know what we want and why. Why do I want this content? What do I want it to look like based on what they're searching for? If we're looking for the top cooking knives, how do I want that to look? Is it going to be good in a tool like Content at Scale or something like that? Could I go through and use Jasper and say, create content, new document? I think this is how you do it, right? And do something like top 7 celebrity cooking knives, right? Let's see how it does with that. Press that. Continue writing. Okay, so let's see how it does this. So it's got the Chef Ramsay one, the Shun, the Global. So it's doing okay. I mean, I would say, one, this is going to help me. So I like that this has a tool that writes with me. But again, I mean, let's see. Go to ChatGPT, open a new. Let's see if we could get close for $20. I mean, this is formatted better, in my opinion. It's cheaper. And, I mean, how many of you guys are like, oh, okay. I mean, and it has a writer in it, like I'm writing with ChatGPT. It's, I don't know. To me, it's hard to justify some of these tools. I think some are good. I think if you know what you're doing with ChatGPT and you're budget conscious, I think you're going to do better. This is only 3%. And that there, just change it to the chef of French laundry. There you go. Now your problem solved. But starting to look at this and be like, okay, is there still a place for these tools? I think, yes, there is, because, I mean, let's face it. If I was going to go through and make content with ChatGPT, my team, who is trained by me, take about an hour per article. Okay, so even with AI, we are taking an hour to make a good piece of content. Okay? Would it behoove you to have a piece of content that's mediocre, put it on your site, and then tweak it later? Yes, there's a time and place for that. I think that's where, if you're looking at something like Content at Scale or Surfer or one of these, I think that's where that's going to come into play, okay? Because I have seen, yes, out of the gate, some of this stuff will, in fact, rank. Again, that's taking the whole approach of bulk content, bulk ads, bulk everything. Now, what I find to be the number one things is fixing your title. I have not found an AI tool that does titles perfectly. Haven't found it. They get cute, they get creative, and they're way too long, and they're not on point, and they're most of the time not clickable, right? I want to think like YouTube thumbnail style article title, okay? Fix your title. Intent is key. What is the intent of someone searching? Does the tool match what they're searching for? Okay, if I do kitchen knives, if I do this, if I do that, does it match it? And we're going to see how it does on OfferVault here in a minute to see if it's in fact passable, saying that my example from my team is an A+++++ versus other. And I'm giving it an A+++, knowing it's AI content. If I had someone who was an expert in affiliate marketing and they wrote it, they're probably going to mop the floor with me, right? Just so happens I do know about OfferVault a little bit, so it works. So looking at that, understanding what's going on, there is a time and place for it. Now, formatting is big. I don't like the table of contents because everyone uses them, and quite frankly, I don't want that. Like, if I'm reading something about a keyword, I don't need a table. Quick tips, yeah, I like quick tips. Johnson boxes, good boxes, I like that. So how do we navigate that and how do we make it work? I'm going to go through my little list in a minute. And for those of you who go to downloadmynotes.com and get the notes, I'll send out a 2-hour video I did with notes on it that It's not available anywhere but there. All right. Here's an example here of one that I just tweaked up. You guys saw me do this on Friday's video. Watch that video after this one. I went through and I boosted this up. It started getting more rankings and traffic almost instantly. Okay? Also, it started boosting up for pretty much every keyword I wanted and even some others. Now again, remember where I said that Ahrefs is not always 100% accurate. It is the best in the business, but even the best is not going to be 100% all the time. This keyword I still do have. It says I don't, but you know, that's one of the little nuances you'll learn when you do this. Again, looking at the amount of data that I look at, looking at the amount of articles and things like that was crazy. Matt said he literally saw this jump up in the rankings the next day. I think it was actually sooner than that, but the tools take like 5 days to catch up. But again, you can watch the video and see how it works, because what I'm doing is saying, how do I take a piece of AI content and make it kick butt? I want it to do really good. Like, I want to be the best guy out there for GoDaddy appraisal. That's what I want to do. I want to be the best I can be, knowing that I'll never be GoDaddy itself. And I think we did a good job, and I'll show you that in a minute. Good content should stand on its own. I want you to write this down on your desk. I want you to embed it in your mind, because if you have a good piece of content, it should stand on its own. If I have a piece of content about the GoDaddy appraisal tool, I should be able to give that to people that aren't searching for GoDaddy appraisal tool. Like, I should be able to go take my content over here and say, hey, I got this content, you like domains, and you should get value out of it. Because I think where we get stuck, and this is where Google's getting smarter, we get stuck because we're thinking, oh, they're looking up best bowl for soup. Okay, all I got to do is write about a best bowl for soup. And they're not thinking, how is it going to be valuable to people who are not searching for best bowl for soup? Like, is this good aside from people searching? If the answer is no, which I will be honest with you, 90% of the time straight out of AI, it's not going to be there. Needs some tweaking, okay? Remember, this is not just about traffic. We want conversions. I learned this the hard way. Back in the day, this is nothing new. A lot of people say, oh my God, there was a Google leak. You don't understand. It's the end of the world, Marcus. You don't get it. It's always been the end of the world. I feel like on Men in Black when he says, there's always an intergalactic spaceship or something, and there's always the end of the world, right? With AI, you know, back in the day, they had content spinners, they had content regenerators, they had regurgitators, and all that stuff. And it was always people trying to cat and mouse the game. Cat, mouse, mouse. Mouse always got away. The cat was always getting smarter and bigger and getting more mice as they went along. Same thing happens today. AI is smarter. Google's getting smarter too. Conversions. You want your content to have a purpose, and the purpose is to get conversions. That's it. If you're just out there saying, I want free traffic so I can get 2 cents a click, you are grossly mistaken and you don't understand the business. Right? What you are, more or less, would be spam. That's what that is. Now, I know lots of people who do things like that. I knew people back in the day that would do all kinds of spam. Is it ethical? No. Is it legal? No. Is it penalized as much as it should be? I don't know. That's to each his own. But what it is at worst, worse than all that, in my opinion, as a marketer, is the fact that spammy content doesn't make good money. You need so much volume that it's not even funny. So what if we focus on one thing at a time and do good and focus on the conversions? Now, here is my content checklist, okay? Number one, this is what I give my people, right? This is what my outsourcers get, and if they send it to me and it misses these, we send it back and have them rewrite it. Okay, I have a team that does all this, so I know what's going on, and this is all ChatGPT and Grammarly. Those are the tools we use. So if you got $60 a month, you can do this. Is the title short and too? Is the AI score below 30%? I'd like it to be below 30 just because That's what people like, so we'll give it to them. Is the plagiarism below 3%? Does the content flow well? A lot of the examples we saw did not flow well. Some had table of contents, some had this, but they didn't flow well. If I wanted to read this and understand something, not going to flow well, okay? That's something we look at. Is there a good use of tables? When we look at something like the Offer Vault one, does it have good tables and charts and checks and stuff like that? Yeah, I think it does. Could use a little more on the tables. Like I would probably put this in a table. Okay? So, yeah, I'd probably put that in a table. Key points. Does it have key points? Does it have Johnson boxes? Quick, up-to-date stuff. Is the article intent-based? That's probably the most important. Is it based on why someone would want this? Right? Why would someone want this? Very, very, very important. So looking at that, we're like, okay, this is pretty cool. This makes sense. Now I can go do content. Very important. So these are the things we look at. When spending all the money, I would say that the best winner of the expensive tools is probably content at scale. Does a good job. And I'm going to talk to you about the two-pass method in a minute. I'll put these over here to remind myself. All right. Let's see how this is out of the get-go. Maximize earnings with Offer Vault's best CPA offers. Game changer in the world, commission check, table of contents, features, how it works, benefits. Main features, new to affiliate marketing, great. Meh. That's like, okay. How it works, sign up for a free account. Doesn't really show that it's an aggregator. Okay, limited filtering compared to some other aggregators. So that's the only time it mentions aggregator. So yeah, maybe. I mean, you could probably do fine just having this as your entire article. I mean, it did do the trick, right? So it's okay. Would this rank out of the get-go? It probably would. So let's talk about the two-pass method. Okay, let's say you want to do this stuff, you want to scale it. And I'm going to show you a little trick that works like crazy, and if you do it right, it'll work good. But make sure you have good, passable content to start, okay? I use this on everything, even my own content. So good, passable content. What I want to do is I want to choose my tool, okay? If you're out there and you're like, hey, I need to scale this stuff, content at scale's good. If you don't mind doing a little legwork, Jasper's good. Surfer SEO, if you're like big on the SEO game, Surfer SEO is pretty darn good, and it's inexpensive. So, you know, you can look at that. The content quality of that is decent. It was a little long-winded for my take, and it didn't really hit. But all in all, if someone was looking this up, it's okay. It's an okay piece of content. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through and I'm going to do one pass. Okay? I'm going to do one pass, and I'm going to get content for the keywords that I want, that I know I can rank for based on my strategy. If you don't know how to do a strategy, go to contentprofitstrategy.com, watch the video on that page. It'll show you how to do a strategy. Okay? That's where the money's at. You can make content till you're blue in the face. Anyone can make content. It's not that hard to do. Content with a strategy and a purpose, that's a whole different ballgame. No AI tool gives you that. Okay, that's something that you got to learn. All right? So pass number one, we're going to get multiple keywords. So maybe I'll take and say, here's 25 keywords I want. Maybe I'll go Offer Vault, Home Depot, whatever, bada bing, bada boom. I get those content. I look for them, and I'm like, okay, is this passable? And is it okay? Okay, is it good? Right? Is it going to be terrible? All right? Or if you don't want to spend money, make your 25 articles in ChatGPT. Pass number one. You're looking for okay, good. No plagiarism, no junk, decent. Doesn't have to be perfect. That's pass number one. What's going to happen is these will start to get picked up in the search engines. Okay? Much like I have with mine, where we were like, hey, we're ranking for this Home Depot one, let's do better. We're ranking for this GoDaddy one, let's do better. Okay? After the first pass, you are going to look at your guide. You're going to go to your Ahrefs, and you're going to be like, okay, what did I get? All right? And if we were to do, let's see, what would we do? Bear with me one second. Well, you know what? Let's just go here. Let's say I was going to do this one here, which ranks for the GoDaddy one, okay? And I would go through and I'd look at my grid. Once I look at my grid, you can see it's doing pretty good after the last, what I'm showing you to do, okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at the overview. I'm going to look at the keywords. Where's keywords? Top keywords. There we go. We're going to look at the keywords, and we're going to see where we can do better, right? So I'm number 13 here, and number 11 here. This one gets more traffic, okay? So maybe I will optimize for that one, right? Because I'm like, okay, getting that from a 13 to a 5, I can do that, and that'll get more traffic than that, and I'll probably get that also, right? So what you could do with the pass is be like, okay, because for a lot of you guys, you're like, I don't want to spend, 15, or I think it's 25 now, $25 to $50 for a piece of content if I don't know it's going to rank. So that's where you do pass one. Get the cheap one, make it work. Again, do a good job. You don't want garbage. But then when you see, oh, hey, you know what? I got a number 50. Maybe I could boost it up, right? If you don't get a number 50 or you're not even top 100, then you're like, okay, maybe that content will do better some other day, but not today, right? That'll tell you how and what to tweak. Because if you can tweak it and make it do better, then bada bing, bada boom, you're going to win. And when looking at this, we have to answer some questions, okay? One is, any AI 100%? Is there any AI that I could give a keyword and get a 100% on-point article? No. Doesn't matter how much you pay, you're not going to get that. Can you get close? Well, I mean, somewhat. I would say you could get close, but not good, okay? All AI content should be tweaked by a human. Should be, okay? 100% AI is always going to miss the mark for now, until we get AGI and, all that stuff happens. But when we look at this, we're like, okay, any AI, is it going to be 100%? No. So now what our question is what's the best for our money, okay? When we have something like content at scale, I can put in 100 keywords, get 100 output, tweak them. Yes, that could be a time saver. A lot of people might not have $35, $40, $50 an article. Okay, a lot of people don't have that. Can you do that in ChatGPT on its own? I believe you can. I believe you can get close with about 7 minutes. All right, you can go ChatGPT 7 minutes, understand your topic a little bit, bada bing, bada boom, you're off to the races. Okay, you can get close. Is it going to be as good? No, but I mean, you're doing it as a human. You can go in and, tweak it out and everything like that. Surfer AI did an okay job. I would say that this is pretty comparative. I actually do like the formatting on this one because I'm not a fan of the table of contents. Does have some FAQs, which is good. So it's okay. I mean, I would say out of the get-go, pretty decent. Again, we would need to check Grammarly, see how that's working. I like this. Plagiarism. Wait for that. And as that goes, we'll see how it's working. SkyTech says he always tweaks everything. Always understand the topic. Yes, if you understand the topic, that's key. So this one out of the get-go didn't have much plagiarism, which is good. And that was Surfer SEO. So I'm kind of liking that. Jasper we got the same result from ChatGPT. Jasper was okay. Surfer, okay. Depending on what your budget is, AI Writer I was not a fan of. The formatting was off. And I I didn't like the lingo. A lot of the AI tools, what they're going to do is they're going to sacrifice making sense for passing AI. And it's like, okay, do you want to pass AI or do you want something actual readable? Right? I think trying to pass AI is the wrong question. The only people asking that question are people that are obsessed with AI and passing AI tools. They're not search engines and stuff like that. If I was to put this on my blog, would it be good content? It would not. If I was to put the Surfer AI one on my blog, would it be good content? Mediocre. It's mediocre. So like on that, yeah, I can use a tool like Surfer SEO and get 100 articles for $2 or $1 each, and I can tweak them. Right? So it gives me the base. It gives me the idea, which is good. Content at scale, if you want bulk, decent. Content at scale is almost always, I think they almost always pass AI detection. I think that was back in the day. And I will let you know, AI content detectors change. I have content that was written a year ago that passed with flying colors, and now it doesn't pass at all. Let's see, is this working? Here we go. And, you know, it changes. So that shows 100% AI detected. That's a bit much for the price, but, you know, is the content good would be the question. That's how I would look at it. I think nothing is going to beat human-directed AI. That's why I have a human-directed AI agency that makes content. Now, for me, what I did is I sat out there and said, you know, what are the problems the market has? Well, the problems the market has is, number one, strategy. No AI tool is going to give you strategy of content. Having the right strategy is 100% everything. Because if I give you the wrong keywords, or you get the wrong keywords, or the tool gives you the wrong keywords, you're out. I don't care if you make 10,000 articles. If you make 10,000 articles in the wrong direction, your boat is not going to make it to the new world, right? It ain't going to happen. So looking at that, you're like, okay, how do we do this in a way where we get a strategy? Well, first, you need to learn this. You need to learn strategy above all else. Or you need to pay someone to make your strategy. This is key. Matt knows all too well because he buys these from us all the time for his local SEO clients. And the strategy is a different way of thinking. How do I take someone who's like, I want traffic for AI tools? Okay, yeah, the competition is absurd, right? If you go out there and you're like, AI writer, competition's going to be crazy. 57. You got big companies. It is insane. You think you're going to outrank these guys? Forget about it, right? Not going to happen. So then how do you go through and say, well, if I wanted to promote AI tools, what am I going to do? Think different. Think different. Well, I could review all the AI tools. That could work. I could also put content in a different structure. That could work. Okay? I could also get keywords I know I could rank for. That can work. And using all of these is what is going to make cookies. That looks like a cookie. Is what's going to make your content really, really work. Then we're going to go through, and then we're going to make good content. And what I would do is learn the strategy. Plain and simple. If you don't learn the strategy, and if you don't have a good strategy, doesn't matter how good the AI is. Doesn't even matter how good your content is. You can have humans write your content, and it still won't be good because your strategy's off. So that's number one. Part two is you want good content for that strategy. Okay, so now you have your strategy. You can say, okay, strategy based on these 50 keywords. Good, let's go to content at scale, let's get some content. Let's go to Surfer, let's get some content. Let's go to whatever, let's get some content. Or I could go to chatgpt, I can make my own content, okay? What we do is we combine it. So I have a team of about 14 outsourcers, and they write content for us, right? So I have a strategic, I showed you a snapshot of what it looks like. This is what it looks like. Now, they went through hours and hours of training, but that's more or less what it looks like. So those 14 people, I go through, you come to me and you say, hey, I want to market this yo-yo business. We want to sell yo-yos. And I'm like, okay, let me get a strategy. Takes me about a week or two. I come up with a strategy and I say, this is the strategy we want. Then, based on that strategy, I come up with 25 or 50 pieces of content, and they go to the 14 outsourcers, and they use human-edited AI based on my strategy. Okay, so it's all based on the strategy. It is human AI based on the intent of why they're searching, making good content based on how it works. How many of you guys are like, okay, I see it so far. This makes sense because no tool out there gives you a strategy. You could get close. I mean, by close, I mean somewhat, not really, sort of. But going through, we can look at it and say, okay, is there, I think Content at Scale made some search tools, I think under their rank well or something like that. And they had some keyword tools that can be used, which is okay. But as far as strategy, the thinking different is what the key is. Knowing what content to make is everything. It's like the old story years ago, I've told it before, where there's a ship, and the ship has a leak in a pipe. And they're like, man, the ship's going to go down. We're going to have some problem. Say, fly this dude out on the helicopter. He is the pipe expert of all shipdom, right? And he's out there, and he's like, well, let's check the pipes. Tink, 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 tink. He gets his little hammer out, and he taps on a pipe. That's what it sounds like, right? There we go. We got sound effects here. You guys smash the like button for the sound effects. And he taps the pipe, and it fixes it. And then he hands the guy a bill for $10,000. And the guy's like, $10,000? You tapped a pipe. Bro, I'm not paying you 10 grand. I need an itemized receipt. And he comes in, and he gives this itemized receipt, and he's like, okay, tapping pipe equals $1. Knowing which pipe to tap, $9,999. Knowing which pipe to tap is everything. Knowing what to make content about is everything. That is literally everything. And if you go over to contentprofitstrategy.com, you can see the video. I think it's still on there. Let's make sure. Contentprofitstrategy.com. Down here, this video shows you how it works. It's like a 3-hour video. I mean, come on. It's really good. And it's got some trade secrets here, so we don't put it publicly everywhere, but you guys can see it there, and you can go to downloadmynotes.com as well to get it. But over there, that's what we do. And I have my own content strategy system where we come up with the strategy and we make the articles. So if you're out there and you're like, dude, I could pay $50 an article, I could pay $1, I could do it myself, but again, I don't have the strategy. What we do is we combine them. So you come in with us, you can't get content without a strategy. Why? Because I'm not going to just do what you say. I'm going to do what I know will work. So you would come in and you'd say, I have a yo-yo business, here's the link, and we do everything else for you, including write the content, human made. And we also do like Pinterest pins and all kinds of stuff. It's actually really cool because what we're doing is we're using AI in a different way where it's like, hey, now we're structuring this so I can get traffic in a really, really cool way. In a way that is serving the market above and beyond, right? Like when we look at Surfer and we saw the images here, like, okay, this doesn't really fit. That has nothing to do with the GoDaddy appraisal tool. Is it a cute image? Sure. Whatever. This, like, I mean, we're talking about like the conundrum of space-time continuum, right? We're going back to the future, right? I don't know what that is. Machine learning. Here's another one that doesn't really fit what I'm trying to do. Listing on an auction, that's not an auction. I mean, it is sort of not. But looking at that, we're starting to understand, okay, how do we do this? Now, obviously, depending on what you do, images are an afterthought. I would do that in your second pass. But strategy is the key, and understanding, okay, where do these tools fit? I think there is a time and place for the tools, depending on what you're trying to do. I think that that's going to be important as well. But looking at how do I want content, how do I want to create it with AI, look at this checklist. Get this checklist. Get to know the checklist. Very important. And we're also going to teach you guys this stuff in the content profit strategy site and some other stuff as well. Also, we're going to have a outsourcing training coming up soon. So if you're not on downloadmynotes.com and the link and the email list, make sure you're on that. But I think looking at this is very, very important because it's not just about content. I think that's where people went wrong when AI came out. They thought it was all about content, and the more the merrier, the more the better. That's not exactly the case. Better equals more money. And we are seeing Google wants better quality. And the only way they know to do that is like, okay, well, let's promote these sites that are known for doing good quality, and others go in different ways and different stuff like that. Rolling with the punches is key, but understanding the strategy behind your content is the bigger key. If you don't have a strategy, if you're just making content because you think you should make content, that's probably not the best way to go about it. But understanding that is key. And with our content, let's see, content profit strategy, you could see all the different options, blog posts and articles, Pinterest content, a giveaway book. And what we're doing is we're trying to make content that stands on its own. When we look at some of the content, I'll pull over some others here. Let's see. Yeah, so I did some here on AI writers to see how good they would come out. And again, all I did was give them the keyword, which this one was for content at scale. And I'll show you what we're getting. Like, in my opinion, this is better than a table of contents and a big thing, because it's like content at scale. Here's what it does. AI-powered, SEO, grammar, does all this stuff. Boom. At a glance, you're like, oh, I see what it does. Here's the overview. Here's the benefits. Then we go through, here's who it's good to be using it. Who is it for? Strengths, weaknesses, pricing structure, conclusion. That's on point. How many of you guys are like, okay, that's as close to put on my site, we're ready to go? I think that's pretty good, right? And again, there's a whole strategy behind it as well. Here's another one that we did for AI writer. Okay, let's see how it did. Again, same kind of thing. Features, benefits, time saved, operation. This is pretty good. So we're looking at that, and we're like, okay, here's your different consistency issues. If you want it to sound like one person wrote your whole blog, content marketers, students, professionals. So it's going through. It does a good job. It shows the plans. Pretty good content. How many of you guys are like, dude, that's can't beat that. Makes sense. It's something they would want based on what they're searching for. Here's one for surfer SEO. And again, looking at this in a different way, okay, I could make these. Will it rank for the word surfer SEO? Probably not. Can I rank for surfer SEO review? Maybe. Can I reposition it, make this into a video, a Pinterest, and a blog post, and get all three and get traffic? Because at the end of the day, it's not just about getting one avenue of traffic. It's about creating a content strategy that fits what your group wants, right? Very, very important, okay? So looking at that, that is absolute key, okay? And starting to understand it is about a strategy. It's about a strategy. And that is absolutely the key. If you have the right strategy and you know this is why I'm making this content, why, who, what I want them to do. Why, who, what. Why am I making this? Because I want traffic for GoDaddy appraisal tool or whatever. Who is this for? People who want to understand the GoDaddy appraisal tool to be able to buy domains. Okay, good. Now that I know that, I'm halfway there. Then what do I want them to do next? Do I want them to read another article, buy a product, whatever, right? What do I want them to do? That is absolutely 100% key. And when we start to understand that, it is literally game over, you win. Let's see here. Do I offer a service that will choose and list affiliate offers on a website? That would be part of it. So if you did the content profit strategy, we would do that for you. It's not a standalone, but you can do that. So yeah, content profit strategy is a key. If you're looking to promote anything, looking to get traffic, looking to get traction, that's where it's at, because we look at this in a different way. A lot of people look at it as just, here's keywords, here's content, done, thank you. We're looking at it as, what is going to best position this person? What type of content is going to flood this person with people that are ready to buy? And that is the key. So what did I learn after spending hundreds of thousands of dollars? I learned that nothing beats human-directed AI. Nothing's going to beat it. That's why I have a team. That's why I pay a bunch of money to get it done. That's why I make this stuff work. Now, if you are out there and you have tried different AI content like I have, and you're like, Marcus, it's ranking okay, but it's not doing that great, you can get the second pass from us, or you could teach, or you could learn how to do that. Getting a second pass from us is something new that we just offered, and it's doing amazing. People with sites that are struggling, they come to us and they're like, dude, make this work good. And what we do is we look at the data. We're going to go through, we're going to look at what's out there, what's working, why, and we're going to make it do better. That's the key. And when you look at this as a two-pass process, that's the key, right? Because it's like, okay, you're going to get that data, and then you make decisions based on the data, and then you follow what they want. So if I'm going out there and making it work, bada bing, bada boom, there we go. Really cool stuff. Lots of Ringware says, we can't spend your kind of money, Marcus. That's why I made this video. I spent $100 grand so that you don't have to. Ladies and gentlemen, you can get a good, great piece of content. Right now, our content is created in ChatGPT 4.0 and outsourcers. So if they can do it, you can do it. Right now, my team does it quicker and better and according to my stuff, but that's not to say that you can't do it. Anyone can do this. AI has leveled the playing field. If you are not out there and you are not setting up your business to make money now, you're probably a little disappointed because you're like, we're 18 months into AI and I got nothing to show for it. Imagine what you're going to be like in a year when AGI and other stuff comes out. This is pivotal. You are at a point where you can create a business, and AI has made it easier than ever before. And when you start to realize that, it is game over. So if you want to check that out, the notes for this training are over at downloadmynotes.com. If you want to watch the videos in the description, highly recommended. Check them out. A lot of good stuff in there. As always, smash that like button, subscribe. Thanks for watching. I hope you got good value, and